So Kim was doing 30,000 euros a year, but within 1 year, she turned that into 92,000 a month. So in this episode, we're going to talk about what is the mindset shift, what is the tactics, what is the things that made that work for Kim, a single mom of 3, to get to that kind of business.
I love this topic. I think it's so important to take a real case study with a real person and break down all the reasons to why she went from 30K a year to 92 a month.
Yeah.
Also wildly interesting to people to understand, how do you actually do that journey?
Yeah.
First thing I want to say, the reasons why she got the results that she got is because she is who she is. That's one thing. But don't sit here and think that, okay, it's because that's who she is and that's why she could do it and that's why I can't do it. Because what she did that is brilliant and what she was really good at was to leverage the parts of her that people needed in order to follow along and build her business with her. Yeah. Because essentially going from 30K a year to 92,000 euros a month, what it is building a following where people want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
And that is by exposing the right parts of you and essentially bringing out your essence.
She was doing 30K a year. She was stuck between 3,000 to 4,000 euros
a month. Yeah.
And I believe that's more relatable for most people to get stuck at that place. She was an alone mom when we met her. She was selling an online course on how to get your business out there. So she was a business coach.
Yeah, and it was an online course. I want to emphasize that. Yeah. So it was something that they came in, they did. It was very little hands-on help, which means it was a very cheap program.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of a broken funnel, but still created some results.
It did, but it was also a funnel with a lot of emails and, the traditional online launching systems.
Yeah.
Her journey is kind of interesting because you started talking about it. She got that result because of who she is. We worked with Kim almost 3 years, about 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And this was within her second year, I believe. But because when she started from absolutely 3K month, she hit 150,000 in the first 8 months. After that, she did 150,000 euros within 3 months.
Yeah.
So this is how fast you can go from 3K month to just scale, doing 50K month. She did 50K month within her first year, going from 3K month to 50K month.
Yeah.
And how did she do that? Because of who she was, because she's a perfect coachee, right? She was so open to tell me what to do and I'll just do that.
Yeah. When she started out with us, her mindset was, money isn't important.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this for the money.
Yeah.
And it's really important that was the first thing that we had to kind of dissect and just pick apart to just realize, like, what is money? Money is the ultimate feedback.
Yeah.
Because all it is a symptom that appears in a business when doing a certain number of things. No money means that we're doing other certain things that gives us no money. And money is just an essential thing for a business. Take the money out of the equation, you don't need a business. You can just go around and help people.
Yeah.
But you're going to have a hard time doing it because you're going to help people that aren't committed at going all the way. We needed to pick apart, why isn't money important? And there is such a great story about her crying in one of our meetings and saying that my kids came to me and asked, Mom, I need a new jacket. And she started to cry and she said, let's go buy a new jacket. And that might not sound like much, but for her it was, because she came from a belief where money wasn't important until the kids really needed something. Wintertime in Scandinavia gets really cold. And being able to buy her kids what they needed when they needed it, with her words exactly, is the freedom that she started to get a sense of, understanding that, okay, I'm able to provide for my kids while doing stuff that I love.
Yeah. So she changed her mindset about money. She changed her program because that was the second thing. Instead of having a program that she left people a little on their own and not really committed to it. She went all into her program and really built her signature offer, her signature program. And that meant that she raised her price point, 5x her price point at that point. So she started selling a 3K program instead of selling a cheap online course. So she started selling
instead of 600 euros, she went to 3K.
And she started selling that, which meant now she was charging another thing. So she needed to also build something where she loved the program. She could see, oh, I really am going to help them. I'm really going to hold their hand. So she got so proud of that program. So it was easy for her to go out and actually present that program. People buy from people they like.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one thing Kim did. She understood who she was. She was not trying to be someone else than herself, but she started resting in who she was and just being more of herself. And I think everyone who listens here, we all understand that there's people, we just admire their energy. Kim understood how to take all of her and just take it out there, tenfolded out there. So she came out always with this amazing energy. And that's a good question for everyone who listen to this. When people see your content, do they feel like you're the one they want to spend the most time with? Do they see something they want to become?
Don't make the mistake of trying to create a character that is not you,
No.
but that are people that you're attracted to. So I'll give you a really clear example. I like people with high energy. I like people who lecture and give public speeches and high pace, high energy. You know, I like that. That's not who I am, though.
Yeah.
And also do it like, what would it look like if you were more committed to make your clients successful than your clients are committed?
Yeah.
Because then you're going to get the equation of what's my energy that's going to attract the right people.
What Kim was good at, she was taking who she was and just
10xing that.
10x that.
Yeah.
10x that. And that was her vibrant, great mood and energy. And she attracted people who just loved that because she was not fading into the background. She was standing out in her marketing.
Yeah.
What she also did now is that instead of selling one-to-one, we taught her how to close on sales calls. Yeah. And I remember how happy she was. She started having 50%, 60%, 70%, 80% closing rate on her sales calls because she also got the content, what to post. She got the chat sequences to follow. And she was so good at listening, understanding I'm here to learn, say what I'm going to do, and I'll go out and do it as me. When you need to scale beyond getting 20K a month and all of that, we need to change the strategies a bit.
Yeah.
I know I'm just beginning, but I need to commit to myself in a high-end level. And she then decided, can I please join Top 1%, which is our high ticket, our master program. She wanted to commit to that from the beginning because she wanted to commit to her business, to herself. So she put herself in a position where she needed to move forward. And she did. She just took in everything and committed to it.
Yeah. And I love that. How we 10x who we are is practicing public speaking.
Yeah.
Because in order to reach the audience and get the message in, which is, by the way, the intention of public speaking, it's not what you say, it's about what they receive. Yeah. You need to emphasize who you are. So you need to 10x who you are in order to reach all the way into the back of the room.
Yeah. Absolutely. And she started to get a lot of clients and she realized now I'm spending too much time in my delivery. See, growing the business this fast is about all the time figure out what is the bottleneck in my business, because the problem you have in your business change every time you grow and get to a new plateau. And it changes fast. When you grow fast, the bottleneck changes all the time. So you need to make these corrections all the time to keep track. So she got to the point where she had too many clients and she needed to have an evergreen program. So instead of having just a group program, she turned it into an evergreen so she could make a better onboarding process that was easier, less admin, less initial work, and better program design.
Talking about
client journey.
Simplifying the processes.
The processes.
And a complete online course where Kim started has a completion rate of less than 7% statistically, which is not nearly enough in order to build a business based on an online product. It's never going to fly because there isn't enough accountability and attention. Then going from that and going heavy then in on delivery usually builds a couple of different complexities. And one of those complexities is that we're building ourselves into the delivery, doing a lot of one-on-one onboardings, and we're jumping on extra one-on-one calls with clients that pays between 2,000 and 3,000 euros, which I don't think we should as coaches. I'm not an advocate for one-on-ones to begin with, because one-on-ones is just solving that problem specifically to allow them to take a next step or a couple of next step, or to paint out like a strategy for the next 6 months. And that could be fair enough if we are going to commit to a higher level and really do something big together. But the real value is connecting with people in similar situations like them and getting the same results in their own ways, while hand in hand or arm in arm.
Yeah.
Community is the thing that allows people to really, really get results.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter if you love one-on-ones or don't like group programs, your clients needs it.
Yeah.
But what she did was she was really scaling herself into a complexity with her delivery. So what we needed to do was redesign it so that she could scale herself out of it again. And we scale ourselves out of stuff by simplifying.
Yeah.
At no point should we start focusing on systems unless there is something to really systematize.
She could take in more clients, which meant now we could stop selling one-to-one and start selling one-to-many.
Yeah.
So at this point, we introduced her to start running challenges.
And events, yeah.
Events, sales events. So we gave her the exact script, what to say on different days, build up the challenge and everything. And she started doing that. And now, by this time, she started having warm leads coming. And suddenly she would get in 10, 15, 20 clients at the time, because she was now running one-to-many events. Still not spending anything on ads, which means everything was profit.
Yeah.
Now, when the clients were coming in, she had a problem with being everywhere, doing all of the marketing. So she hired her first VA.
She had acquired a skill so that she could give that skill away to outsource that function in her business.
Which meant that she now needed to learn how to be a leader, how to control your team, how to teach the team, how to get results
how
with the
to
team.
follow up and run KPIs and making sure that they are doing the right work and working efficiently themselves, while also liking what they do.
Yeah. And she got a lot of clients who was getting her low ticket program.
Yeah, that fulfilled the first offer, that kind of wanted more and she didn't have more. And the natural step of doing that is creating an Ascension, which means that we are ascending people to a next level.
Yeah.
So she built a mastermind for herself that was a longer commitment. So if the first program was 3 months, this was rather 12 to 15 months instead. And instead of paying 3K for the entire program, they paid 1,500 euros a month for 12 to 15 months instead. And there we have a 24K program, 25K program.
Yeah.
And that's the last kind of cornerstone that allowed her to get to that 92K a month.
Yeah.
Because she had an efficient process that helped her clients in the beginning to get the first result and get them hungry to want more. From that hunger, wanting more, she could ascend them into a next level where they could work with the real stuff, her real talent, all the juicy stuff.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like that. We also have a beginner level for everyone because we want to be accessible to people. But the beginner level is another thing than working with really committed people. And I'm not saying that the people in our first program isn't
just
committed.
Starting up.
Yeah,
it's
they're just in a
testing.
different
learning
place.
the first things.
And they're in a different place. We need to grow in order for our business to grow. And that will always be the case.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's because we are not doing the right things for us. So we need to change how we are showing up. Or sometimes it's a problem that we have had a hard time solving or that creates a process for us. But we need that process. We crave it because it creates the other part of the equation that allows all the breakthroughs and all the joy and all the eccentric feelings.
Yeah.
It's that we are overcoming stuff ourselves on the journey of helping others to achieve what we have already achieved for ourselves. So that was Kim's next step.
Yeah.
I'm going to help people to do what I've just done.
And now you take the big leap, right? That's where she make the big steps. And suddenly she was going for doubling everything and tripling everything. It goes so fast. And bear in mind, she still have not spent anything on ads whatsoever.
No,
everything she's making is profit. Which means she started going on holidays every month with her kids and started looking at her dream house. And there was so many changes suddenly.
Yeah.
And the hard part about getting all of these big changes in such a short amount of time is that there's so many identity shifts to grow into.
I'm really curious to know about you who listens to this. If I gave you 24 hours, would you be able to come up with an offer where you could help people for a year for 24,000 euros? That means 2,000 euros a month, by the way. That is a wild thought for most coaches. Yeah. But don't close your mind to that it's so much easier than you believe, because what the qualities that allows you to build that kind of level program is because of your talents, and it's the talents that are completely unknown to you because it's so second nature.
And bear in mind, Kim started a 3K month with a 600 euro program. And within 1 year, all of this happened.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. I'm going to add a video here below where Kim, in her own words, is sharing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, sharing her journey. When we celebrated her, it's one of her celebrations where she's just sharing in her own words what it was like. But I'm also going to add another one. I'm also going to add the training of this, how the steps look like, what the steps look like.
Nice.
Growing the business. This is exactly the system we call the Millionaire Multiplier Method.
Yeah.
So we'll add the training as well. So you can go in and see what does it actually look like. If you today are selling a 600 euro program or 1,000 euro program or 2,000 euro program, what does the step actually look like for you to go out and 10x your business the next coming year?
Yeah.
Put that down below. And now make sure you like and subscribe if you like this episode. We really like to know, and we'll see you
in the next episode. Take care, guys, and thanks you for tuning in.